Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 31 of the Crystal Chronicles, your favorite official, unofficial podcast for your favorite mobile game, Final Fantasy Record Keeper. As I said before, this is episode 31, recorded on September 21st, 2016, yet 30 minutes late. Mark, tell the audience what happened.
I'm having deja vu. Have we done this before?
This is not the first time we've had to redo an intro, but this is the most perplexing case of a retake we've had.
Yeah, so Pierre can't be with us tonight. He's having a medical emergency. Oh wait,
stop, no. Dude. That's why you did it. No, just kidding.
No, Pierre's not feeling well this evening, and so left it up to us. Unfortunately for us, for Ben and myself, Pierre is our producer and technical mastermind, and so he controls all of the bells and whistles, and we don't do that stuff. So we were maybe recording, but we were not live on Twitch, and so the Twitch people eventually said, "Are you guys supposed to be talking?" And we were like, "We've been talking for quite some time.
We've been interacting with you and answering questions.
We've been talking to you, and we thought everything was fine."
That's what we get for not having the stream open. But this time...
So Twitch people, can you hear us? Internet, can you hear us? We are live Wednesday night, Final Fantasy Record Keeper. And we are ready to go.
Yes, we are. We are ready to go with some hot announcements this week. Except after reviewing them, there really aren't that many hot announcements except the new items in the Gashal exchange. We have with us everybody's favorite mithril. Just go and grab that. And the orbs up for grabs are Major Black Orb, a Major Dark Orb, and a Major Lightning Orb. So be sure to grab those. I have no idea what the combination of those three, what ability we'd make. But
something fancy.
Stormy Skies. Yeah.
Stormy Skies.
All right.
Knew a girl named Stormy Skies.
Oh.
Anyway,
moving on real quick.
We did find out from our Twitch chat, which was talking to us, did not hear us, that a lot of people on Twitch have a lot more Geisel greens than we do. So, I'm about 90,000. Ben has about 400. But we had people over 100, over 135, over 160,000. So, people have been saving up those Geisel greens and taking the most of the double greens event. So, hey, more power to you.
Yeah. For me, I don't commute much since my walk to class is about 5 minutes. But if you're riding the bus, man, you got to get those Geisels while you can.
I commute a lot, yet I do not play Final Fantasy Record Keeper while I am doing that. Because that is illegal in my state, but also because I am the driver. I do, however, play Pokemon in the car. So
good to hear that you're a responsible record keeper, Mark.
Yes, not a Pokemon trainer, but I am a responsible record keeper.
Set a good example for everybody. All right. What else is new this week? Well, we've got a new Nightmare Dungeon. What?
Yes, Nightmare Dungeon.
And with that, we have a new lucky draw. However, there's no... the lucky draw for this is another Black Mage lucky draw. Did you pull on this?
I didn't. I don't know.
You don't know?
Oh, I know that I didn't pull, but I don't know if I have any desire to really pull on the lucky draws. I mean, 25 mithril is a good bargain for a 50 pull or for an 11 pull. But I'd really like to save my mithril for, triple burst soul breaks that we just got the announcement.
That's right.
Yeah, we didn't get an announcement. Yes, Axel and Brett, you're not late at all because we're late. So welcome. And welcome everybody on the Twitch chat tonight. Thank you all for being here. But we did get an MVP letter that did announce the triple burst soul break event with the showdown of the 5 or the 5 dooms or whatever that event's called, where we're going to tackle 5 different bosses, and each boss is going to give us a cool banner. And so those banners are available, and you can see them, and you're going to get announcements as they come. So some cool stuff in those banners. I'm not even sure I'm going to pull on those banners, though. So I kind of have some things in my horizon that I might... Yeah, Super Cop says, I wish I hadn't pulled on the lucky banner 0 for 11 again.
That sucks.
I'm kind of waiting maybe for the guaranteed pull, but there's a couple banners down the line that would really help my team as opposed to just picking up things here and there. So
yep, and we will definitely inform you guys as to what banners you should pull on and when the good ones are coming up. So you can trust us for that. You can't trust us to start on time or without technical difficulties, but we can sure as heck give you our opinions. So that's good to hear.
All right. Well, you want to dig into the events and what we're doing here. So
sure.
Yeah, so we're finishing up Prima Donna, which is our Final Fantasy VI event with the opera singer wardrobe. And we have 2 ultimate battles. And this is deja vu because I feel like I've done this before. The first ultimate battle, the hidden one, is Hedon and Erebus. And you face 4 of those little guys and 1 big guy. You don't have to kill the little guys. And if you kill them all before you kill the big guy, he has a super Grand Delta attack. And so pretty much ignore them and attack him. I brought dancers to lower all of their stats with multi-break and lower the other guy's resistance defense. And then I just use my A team. You don't have to bring a Sid team. You can use your A team, have wall, have protect, have shell, have shout. It's not a very difficult battle. All you have to do for the conditions is lower magic, attack, and defense. Full break or multi-break will do that without a problem. Again, if you're having problems with any of these, with the plus, the plus, the ultimates, other battles that we're not going to talk about in great detail here, come on Slack. You can go to FFRK Central, look down the Slack chat, join the Slack chat. We have a channel on Slack devoted to global. We have a channel on Slack devoted to the Japanese version of the game. And there are plenty of people on there that are willing to help you. If you can't find help, you can message me directly or tweet me directly, and I'm happy to help. The best way that we can help you is if you sync your account on FFRK Central, then we can see what you have to work with, and we can go from there. So we will talk a little bit more, though, about the Ultimate Plus meddling tentacles, and that is our favorite. Ben's favorite purple octopi.
I can't think of any other purple octopi, Mark.
Well, yeah, there's a few.
What?
What's her name from The Little Mermaid? She was purple and an octopus, right?
That's like a mer octopi. That's different. Anyway, moving on.
She technically was a mer person, yes. So Orthos or Ultros, depending on which version of the game you enjoy.
It's Ultros.
And you have to defeat him 5 different times.
Wow.
And he does hit hard. Unlike his previous incarnations, he does a lot of damage, and he keeps it coming. Also, unlike his previous... Yes?
Wait a minute, Mark. If you fight... You got to fight 5?
You fight him 5 different times.
So clearly you've got to bring dancer abilities and great samurai abilities like Flame Blossom, right?
You fight, yes. Flame Blossom would be excellent. Dancer abilities would be great. Because you fight all 5 Ultroses at the same... No.
Can you imagine? The pun power in itself would just make your phone explode.
That would have been awful. This is, some people are saying this battle was difficult. This was a very difficult battle. And yes, he loses every time he switches. So he disappears and reappears. He loses all his debuffs. All right. So that's something to think about. So perhaps using Protectka, Shelga, Sentinel Grimoire, or Stoneskin 2 may be a better idea than using the debuffs. I brought debuffs in as well. The problem is his weaknesses do not stay the same. He starts weak to holy, he moves then to fire, then he moves ice. So in his first incarnation, he's weak to holy, then he disappears, reappears, he's weak to fire, then he disappears, reappears, he's weak to ice, and his final 2 forms, he is weak to nothing. So you have to be careful. You have to keep him debuffed. I think I kept my, what would you say? I think I kept my support characters on standby every time he was about to die, just so I could reapply buffs. And I'm going to bring up my Sid team. I don't think it's probably too hard if you're using your A team, but of course this is a Sid mission. So my Sid team was Locke, and Locke has Valiant Knife. Celeste, and Celeste has nothing. Terra does have her Super Soul Break, but that's not great. Stetzer, and of course, if you listened last week, you know I have all of his Soul Breaks, but I was using his card Soul Break, and then I have Realm, and I have her Super Soul Break Medica. I brought Holy Damage on Celeste. I brought Ice Damage on Terra, and Ice Damage on Celeste, I guess. I don't know why necessarily I was doing that. Anyway, I may have changed that up. I may have had fire damage on Terra as well. Although I feel like this was not the team that I had. Let me check here to make sure that because I saved a picture of it. I feel like this was not exactly the team that I brought with me. If you can still watch on the stream, you can see.
So no, okay, yeah,
that is not correct. Here's the team that I used. I used Locke, Celeste, and Celeste had Banishing Strike and Saint's Cross. Locke had Life Siphon and Thief's Revenge, and then I used Mog and Realm. All right. So I used Mog and Realm both as healers. So Mog, I had healing, and I had Protetka. Realm, I had healing, and I had Shelga. And then I basically also had double support because I have Mog's Soul Break, the Dancing Soul Break, Heroic Harmony, which is magic and attack down. And then I had Stetzer's also Soul Break for magic and defense down. So between the two of them, I had full break, I had power breakdown, and then I either had Mog's magic and attack, or I had Stetzer's magic and attack. So every time that he was popping up, I was breaking him down. And then I was, I had Shelga, I had Boost. I did not have Sentinel Grimoire, but I did bring Shout to that battle. And so I did work with double healers, but I also had that extra help with Mog's Soul Break, Heroic Harmony. So that was mine. It was not easy. It took me several times to figure out how to do it, but I was able to do it. If you I didn't see a lot of people complete this. So, unlike the last Ultimate Plus, I saw a lot of people share. Didn't see a lot of people share this, although I think we've been getting more and more as the week went on. So, again, it greatly depends if you're doing a Sid team on what you have for relics and what you don't have. Thankfully, for Final Fantasy VI, there's a ton of characters, so you're likely to have some soul breaks, and if not, you have a good setup for all of those. There's several characters that you can use St. Cross. There's characters that can use Power Chain Full Break, and that's Gao. He can use those. Lots of characters that can use Dark Zone, Memento Mori. So there's a lot of different options, and hopefully you can take advantage of those. So there you go.
All right, still sounds good. Well, I just want to point out that a little chat spotlight here. Hugh Jeffner in chat is posted a link providing us his party setup. He brought along Sabin, Realm, Setzer, Gao, and Celeste. And his roaming warrior is Sentinel's Grimoire. Looks like he decided to only use one healer with Realm. Actually, not a lot of self-healing. I would expect Celeste to have Drain Strike, but no. She opted, or Hugh Jeffner went with Blizzaga Strike and Banishing Strike to deal with those weaknesses. And so yeah, looks like a pretty solid team you got there. All level 80 or 79. So yeah, doesn't look too bad. So yeah, that's just a little spotlight from the chat.
Cool. Thanks, Hugh.
Thank you for providing us your party setup. That's really cool, guys. If you know we're going to be talking about an ultimate or a tough dungeon, screenshot your party, and we might talk about it if you cleared it and it's good.
Yeah, and if if you join Slack chat, if you're not on Slack chat, then there's plenty of people sharing what they do on Slack chat. Or if you like FFRK at FFRK Central on Twitter, Pierre shares a lot of that as well on his Twitter.
Yep.
Different ideas. So
yeah, tons of retweets. Okay,
we have a banner. So you want to take us through banner number 2 on this event?
Yes, we do. And this banner contains mostly stuff we've seen before, but a couple new ones. Let's move right to, just going over the old ones. We have Terra's Burst Soul Break, which I think is actually one of the weaker ones because,
yes,
I don't know, it just doesn't have a strong activation effect.
It is, yeah.
But if you're looking for 10 more magic on Terra, she's a beast. So make sure to get that. We have, this is a pretty interesting one, Setzer's Fixed Dice. Now, without looking, would you think that the fixed dice are gambling gear?
You'd think.
You would think, but nope, they forgot it existed.
Are they a dagger? They a sword?
They're a thrown weapon.
Well, you do toss dice, I guess.
Yeah, but it's gambling gear.
Yeah, it is 100% gambling gear. Yep.
So with this, it brings Setzer's Super Soul Break Fixed Dice, deal fixed damage up to 6 random targets, and lower their attack and resistance a large amount. So it's an odd debuff combo. But when it's the fixed damage, the video that they posted, it showed all 3,333s, so 3,333s. Could it be up to 6,000?
Yeah, I think it's random.
Oh, so the video they showed was a poor example.
So it could be. Well, I'm not sure if all of the dice, each hit is a different random, or if they're all. So
it's
you
all
can
decided.
Yeah, it's all. No.
Honestly, it's a cool throwback to the fixed dice weapon, but if you just think about that as DPS, best case scenario, you're dealing around 66 I guess around 40,000 damage, which is insane.
Right.
But you could also just deal around 7,000 damage, which for a Super Soul Break is pretty bad.
The bonus to this weapon is attack and resistance debuff is a fairly unique status.
Yes.
So
and since it's on random targets,
if you want to power debuff, the attack plus resistance is fairly unique, as opposed to attack and defense, which is a little bit more common, and attack and magic, which is the most common.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yes. If you're bringing a squishy mage team against a physical boss, bring Setzer as your support if you have this weapon. But it's okay. Honestly, I would have to crunch the numbers to see what the average damage is. I guess 30.
Yeah, I don't think you're taking it. I don't think you're taking it as a DPS kind of weapon. I mean, Setzer's your your support character anyway, so he's probably not going to be doing your most amount of damage. But if you have it, it's a decent Super Soul Break. So
yeah,
he's probably going to be on your Sid team anyway. So the more powerful he is, the better.
Yeah. So moving on, we have an old weapon, Celeste's Excalibur, which I got on a 100 pull. It's pretty good. Pretty good sword. This is what I really wanted, though. Edgar's Chainsaw. It's so cool, the animation. Yeah, he puts on the mask and he just goes crazy. It's awesome.
Very cool.
Yeah. Tiger Fang for Sabin. Already have that. But it's a good fist weapon. I just have so many fist weapons. And this is a fun one. The Luminous Robe with Brush Up. I made a joke on Twitter with brush up your Shakespeare. Huh?
Yep. Yeah, this is new, isn't it?
Oh yeah, it's a new one. It's grant haste to all allies and temporarily raise their critical hit chance a large amount. So you combo this with your shout to maximize your DPS. Holy moly. There have been some critical hit raising soul breaks in the past, most notably Jack's Super Soul Break.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't show up quite that often in strategies, most likely because obviously a major attack boost is a lot more reliable.
Yeah, right.
And unless critical hits broke the damage cap, there really wouldn't be any reason to bring them. But yeah. It's still fun. Watch the video, it's pretty funny.
Yeah, I know I've not seen the video. I'll have to watch that.
Oh wow, you're such a Realm fan. You gotta get her. You gotta get this one.
I do love Realm.
So this banner, it's hard to say which is the better banner for this event. Honestly, I think I have to go with the banner 1 because Lightbringer is just a stronger Super Soul Break, and this banner and the banner 1 has Portrait of Lakshmi and Valiant Knife and all these really good Super Soul Breaks. So I'd say go for that one, even though I'd say if you were looking for Terra's Super Soul Break specifically, or Burst Soul Break, go for the second banner. But besides that,
well, and we're gonna get that. We're gonna get that again in the triple Burst Soul Break event. So
yeah, we will. So I'd say go for Celeste's.
Probably want to wait. Yeah.
So yeah, that's Prima Dona. It was a pretty fun event with my favorite music.
Yeah, and we opened with a nice arrangement of that, I believe. So that leads us to Nightmare, the Meltdown Nightmare, introducing one of the first useful.
Oh yeah, this one's awesome. Meltdown. So
one of the first useful abilities.
So It's not like when I think Meltdown, I think Final Fantasy VIII.
Yeah,
but it is nothing like Meltdown. What didn't Meltdown in that game like reduce enemies' defense or something?
Yeah, it's something like that. Yeah.
Well, anyway, Meltdown this time around deals 3 devastating magic fire, wind, and earth attacks to one target. So it's not a strict upgrade from Ultima, since it's not AoE, but it's pretty much a strict upgrade from Ultima, since it's 3. It's essentially like, what would you call it, like a standard Soul Break, or
a little bit more powerful than a standard. It's probably Super Soul Break level.
Yeah, I guess
if it's elemental.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean it's like the first 3 element attack. Yeah, so that's pretty good. But yeah, let's move right into how you get this thing, starting with a quick analysis of the 4 intro dungeons. I know first off you got to face off again. Well, no, that's not true. I was gonna say first you face off against Garland, but he's coming in from his 9 appearance, which is cool.
Yep, this is Final Fantasy 9 Garland.
He is the first one. It's not Final Fantasy 1. So like Garland uses range attacks, and he also uses flare, so watch out for that. However, flare is not susceptible, but it can be reflected back, which is nice. I mean, the strategy tips it gives are pretty generic, but honestly, it's not that tough of a fight, I think, especially since he's susceptible to slow, as is true. No, never mind. But yeah, easy fight. Just slow him, get up all your resistance buffs, debuff his magic, and then just beat him down with holy attacks, I believe. Yes. So get him with Celeste's Super or Burst Soul Break. There you go. All right, moving right along, we have Paine from Final Fantasy III. Spooky, scary skeletons. It's getting close, you guys, to Halloween. I wonder what they're gonna pull this time. Hopefully, a better weapon than the
the pumpkin.
Dude, I still got that. That's not true. It had the pumpkin and the hat. Don't forget. So for Hein, he boosts his evasion, which is annoying. So it's better to use magic, which won't miss. But, he changes his elemental weakness, so watch for that. And for the target clear conditions, you got to get him when he's weak to fire and weak to ice, but not weak to lightning. So you can finish him off before then.
And apparently I finished him off too soon because I did not master this. I just noticed that. I just noticed that now.
You kidding me?
I must have missed a condition.
Well, you got to get those major black orbs for the new ability that came out.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. Definitely.
So,
interesting. I'll have to go back.
But yeah, not a tough fight. Once again, just use resistance buffs. And now, great, this fight. Remember how tough this ultimate was? The three Gygases? Oh, my days. Well, they're back. And they are all... No, they're not all weak to poison. They're all weak to different stuff.
Yep. Fire is weak to ice. Ice is weak to fire. Thunder is weak to poison.
Yeah.
Yep.
Now, not sure what else to say. I guess just make sure you're buffed up. That's a really generic comment.
Yep.
Thanks for the support, Mark.
Yep. I don't.
Oh, this is a fun fight, or maybe not so fun. Havoc Sky Tank. It's fun to say. This is you can't use melee attacks on him, so bring that pumpkin along.
Yeah, so you use AoE damage and he dies real quick.
Really?
Because if you take out the what do they call them? It has several different points. There's 4 different things you can hit, or 5 different things you can hit.
Yeah,
so you can attack. Yeah. You can attack the Sky Tank or the 4 ports. Every time you blow up one of those, it does 10,000 damage to this Sky Tank.
That's right. Oh, this is the one where you just use Crushing Blow with lightning and win.
Yeah, I mean, so any AoE attacks that you have. I mean, I brought Meteor, I brought Bahamut. Instant KO accessories help against that, certainly.
Does it have an instant KO attack?
It has gravity attack.
Oh, which is the same.
I don't. It was not. I mean, if you go in full, I mean, I used a mage team on all of these battles because that's what I do. You don't have to, but you use mages. I mean, it just destroys. The mages just destroyed this. It was a mess. So
I mean, my plan here is definitely going to be lightning with the gun, hope, Vanille, Fang, jumping, just a standard 13 team.
Yeah. So let's talk about the Nightmare Chicken.
Oh boy.
I don't even know what to say about this thing. This they should have called it the RNG Nightmare Dungeon as opposed to the Meltdown Nightmare Dungeon, because this is such a annoying battle.
Why do you call the Kaiser Dragon a chicken?
Because he looks like a chicken.
No, he doesn't. Never do that again.
Yeah, no, I mean, it looks like it looks like a giant chicken. No, anyway, but yeah, Kaiser Dragon. This is just the worst of the Nightmare Dungeons.
Really?
Not because it's difficult, just because it's so annoying. First of all, you have to bring mages, and mages don't do any damage, so that's awful. So
even with the Nightmare shift?
Once we get some of these double mage cast abilities and stuff, this will be much easier. But the problem is it does a lot of damage, and you don't take a lot of damage, and then it moves. So it has 3 phases. So the first phase, you have to get it below 80% of its health. If you don't get it below 80% of its health in 5 turns, and its speed's fairly slow, it uses Nightmare
Meltdown,
and that's awful.
Oh wait, no, it uses Nightmare Meteor.
Nightmare Meteor, and it's awful. If you get it below 80%, it just uses Meltdown, regular Meltdown, which is a fire attack. And so you can equip fire accessories.
Let me rephrase this. So it counters everything that's not magic with meteor. No. I think
so I was
DPS right check. So the DPS check triggers meltdown.
Yeah, so if you don't get it below 80% of its health in 5 turns, it casts Nightmare Meltdown. If you get it below 80% health, it casts Regular Meltdown. Regular Meltdown is just fire damage, so you can bring fire accessories to reduce that. Doesn't do a lot of damage if you have each of your people with moderate or more fire damage. Then you start the second phase. And in the second phase, Dr. Mog actually helps out for first in ever, and he creates a crystal.
Yo, what a nice guy.
And how the crystal works is and this is the RNG part, this is the random part, and this is awful. So the Kaiser Dragon has a weakness to one of the 6 major elements randomly. All right? So it goes fire, ice, lightning, water, poison, earth. That fire, ice, lightning, poison, earth, water? Okay. So all of the major, except for dark. So all of the major elemental weaknesses besides dark damage. But it's random. And how the crystal works, so the crystal has 6 charges, and that's important for phase 3. Every time you hit the crystal, so let's say he starts with lightning weakness. So he's weak to lightning, but he's also casting lightning attacks. So you hit the crystal with a lightning attack, and then you get major lightning resistance. But you also get the opposite weakness. So like lightning is poison, I think, something stupid, or lightning is earth. I forget which it is.
This really is a freaking MMO boss.
So at the end of then his phase, and he spends a few turns in each phase, he casts a major AoE attack of that elemental type. And so if you have the crystal prepped, you'll resist that. But if he immediately shifts into a element that you are weak to, you're screwed. What? So let's say he starts with fire, and then you cast fire on the crystal. And so his fire attacks aren't doing anything. He spends a couple turns and you're attacking him, and then he casts an AoE fire spell. Let's say he immediately shifts to ice. Well, because you hit the fire on the crystal, you are now weak to ice. So you take double or more damage from ice attacks. And so then he's immediately going to be hitting ice attacks.
That sucks.
Yeah.
It sucks.
Yeah. So it's fire and ice, lightning and water, poison and earth. Thank you guys on the chat. And hear this. If he goes through all 6 elements, he casts Nightmare Meltdown and you're dead, basically. If you use more than 3 charges of the crystal, when he dies in the final phase, he casts 3 back-to-back end-of-life AoE attacks.
Oh my gosh.
All of which are super powerful.
You got to get a freaking notepad for this boss. This is so dumb.
Listen. If you have 3 charges left on your crystal, the crystal will take the damage from those last attacks. So you need at least 3 charges on your crystal. Ice is the worst because he uses Northern Cross, and Northern Cross can stop your party. So this is just a nightmare. I mean, it is literally a nightmare because it's so random. If he actually had Earth is one of the elements. Which is awful, right? So until we get the stone abilities, we're going to get Stone, Stona, Stonaga, Stonaja. We're going to get all those, but not yet, right? It's just awful. And to make it worse, to master it, you saw I beat it, but I didn't master it. You have to exploit lightning and exploit water.
I see that.
Which means if he doesn't hit those 2 within the first 2 or 3 or 4 phases, you're screwed. And so you have to do it over and over and again. And I was in no mood to do this 400 times.
Holy
I
moly.
just had better things to do with my time. A couple people, I think Derek, a couple other people beat this. They were able to do it, but it took a lot of times to get just right. It's an annoying battle.
This takes the cake over the demon wall. I thought that would be like the worst.
Well, and it's not. I mean, there's really no gimmick to it. It's just annoying. It's too random. Now, if he had like a pattern, like if he always started with fire and then he went to, if there was a pattern, Schwarzkopf says it took me an hour and a half of restarting today.
Jeez.
I don't have time for that.
That's not fun.
So yeah,
I want my games to be fun.
And I heard people, it's 2 or 3 hours just to beat it, let alone master it.
What?
So, I mean, yeah, I did beat it. You can see I was able to beat it. I will tell you what I used as my team to give you an idea. Of course, this is Black Mages. So I'll tell you what I used as my team. Sheep Song is MVP, right? So Sheep Song is Creel's new Super Soul Break. It gives everybody haste, magic up 30%, and regen. I brought Tyro, because Tyro has Sentinel Grimoire. So Tyro, I brought 4 mages. So Tyro I brought as a mage, Vincent I brought as a mage, Renoa I brought as a mage, and Terra I brought as a mage. They all had 4-star magic. I brought Memento Mori Dark Zone because I was so pissed off that it was taking too long, and I wanted at least one multi-hit attack. So I brought Memento Mori Dark Zone, even though that wasn't the best idea. Anyway, you can if you bring Draenga and Dark, the mage abilities, you can bring the Dark damage up and have one guy be your Dark caster, right? So so you see, if you're looking at my screen, basically I brought my 3 best mages, Terra, Renoa, Vincent. I have Super Soul Breaks for each of them. I brought Tyro. I brought Realm as a healer. I did bring Shelga. I saw people not bring Shelga, but I brought Shelga. He's immune to debuff, so don't think about debuff. So I had Sentinel Grimoire up, I had Shelga up, and I had Sheep Song up most of the time. So and when Sheep Song ran out the first time, I used Vincent's magic buff, and then I recast Sheep Song at the end to beat him down with all that damage, and used my Super Soul Breaks at the end to beat him down too. But it was super annoying, so do what you want with it, I guess.
Sounds terrible.
It's the worst. It is. I am a big fan of the Nightmare Dungeons. I liked all the Nightmare Dungeons pretty much up until this because I like the gimmicks, and I like,
I liked it too.
But
I honestly really appreciated how they were able to keep it fresh, but it's hard, I think it'd be hard to strike a balance between like keeping it fresh but not keeping it like annoyingly hard or just gimmicky and terrible. So you know what? If this is like the only bad one, every game has that one boss that sucks,
Yeah,
Schwarzkopf
reminded us that in phase 3, his final phase, which is below 50% or below 30%, all of his AoE attacks ignore buff resistance buffs. So they ignore Shelga, they ignore resistance up, they ignore wall, and they only take resistance from equipment. So, and he does counter ninja abilities, so don't bring ninja abilities. That's not going to help. So,
why would you bring ninja abilities?
To do the ninja, elemental power. Yeah, thank you. Under 30% is phase 3.
So. Whatever.
Yeah, so it's awful. Again, I beat it. Several of us have beaten it if you're desperate to beat it. But there's potential for a good gimmick, but it just doesn't. It comes off too randomly. It's just too random.
Well, that's unfortunate. Let's move on to a much better event, shall we?
Well, we don't know. We haven't played it yet.
Well, let's move on to an event where we can talk about stuff that doesn't suck, okay?
You mean Final Fantasy downloading? Because that's what I'm doing.
Wow.
So, yay!
You're going back to Mobius?
No, I'm downloading the new event that we're talking about.
Dude, the sick burn, the bands. I got you. Okay, so
Go Gullwings.
Go Gullwings. This is the first Final Fantasy X-2 event, and with
it is the second.
Because
it is the second.
All right. Well, it's the one that introduces the new character, Paine. Let me quickly, since I guess it came out an hour ago. While we were dealing with technical difficulties, we could have been good and played through the whole event, or at least the dungeons to get Paine. But we're not good. We suck. So let's move on to the library where I can go to the characters section and see the one character I haven't gotten, Paine. She is a physical attacker. She's got Spellblade. I don't know what she got. Anyway, I could do that. I could do this by going. I'm very panicked, guys. But we can look. Like, I don't have her yet. Dang it. So, Go Gullwings is a Final Fantasy X event that introduces 2 new abilities. And wow, they are really good. 2 5-star abilities. One of which is Meteor Strike or Meteor Fist. Meteor Crush, which is a 5-star monk ability, which deals 2 earth attacks. So it's really good since Spellblade's earth is the only element which is out of their grasp, maybe like gravity, but we're finally getting more earth abilities than just Quake, so you can look forward to that. And speaking of finally, we are finally getting the chain cast abilities with Chain Blizzaga, which casts two ice attacks, I believe. Mark, you there?
Oh, sorry, I was muted. Yeah, Schwarzkopf added in Paine is Spellblade 5, Knight 5, Combat 5, Sword, Katana, and Gun.
Nice.
And you have record spheres unlocked for Yuna, Riku, Paine, Lulu, and Braska.
Oh yeah, 5 new characters, which we'll get into.
Wardrobe record for Riku and Yuna. And level caps, memory crystals, 5-star monk, which is the Meteor Crush, and then of course the first 5-star black magic ability that's useful, Chain Blizzaga.
Okay. Nice
deals two magic attacks to 1 target, so it is a double Blizzaga. So you hit it once and then you hit it again. It is not an AoE attack; it is a double target. It is a single target double attack.
Target. There you go.
Yeah.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So 2 really good abilities, and they are just in the ++ and triple+, so obtainable by lots of players. They didn't stick it in the Ultimate Plus and be jerks about it. But so yeah, and let's move into the record spheres that were unlocked. And as of now, Riku's spheres are bugged. When you try and go into them, you can't get them. I don't know what to tell you. But let's move on to everyone else's. So Yuna,
What her spheres are bugged?
Yeah, go into them and check it out. It might just be me, but for me, they're all outlined in gold and they're all connected as if they're all unlocked. But that is clearly not the case because Riku is level 1 for me.
Yeah, that's weird. I don't.
Could you? Yeah, that's what I have.
Yeah, no, I just had it up.
If you can try and examine them, nothing.
Yeah.
Can't see what's in there. So we'll give you the scoop about that one. Pretty spooky.
Sounds like Apology Mithril coming our way.
This is unexcusable. I demand 5 Apology Mithril.
Yes, all the Apology Mithril we should have.
Just give me everything on the banner, actually.
Yeah.
So for Yuna, you can get a total of plus 9% healing with plus 3% holy damage. You can get raw stats by going down the Dancer and Illusionist line, and you can get plus 9% summoning damage. So I don't know anyone who builds Yuna offensively. Even Garnet has more offensive potential than her. But so yeah, I think you want to go down the White Mage and Devout line first. All right, let's move on to a character that isn't bugged. Lulu's Spheres. You can get a total of 9% black magic damage. Ooh, 3% ice damage if you go down on the Geomancer line. And minor silence resistance, which is always nice to have on black mages. So that's her sphere. Nothing too major there. Now let's scroll down even further. So Riku's bugged. Let's check out Vraska. Lulu. Paine. Oh, and I haven't unlocked Paine. So if somebody could give me the details about her spheres. But now let's look at Vraska's. You can get raw stats if you go down the White Mage and Illusionist line. You can get plus 6% black magic damage. And, whoa, you can get a total of 12% summoning damage. That's a new high, I believe. So definitely...
He is the high summoner.
He is the high summoner, which means the highest boost to summoning damage, which all of his soul breaks that are offensive, I believe, are calculated with summoning damage. So that's a huge boost. Like, before, you could kind of scoff, like, yeah, okay, it's 9%. What does that do? But for these big multi-hit summoning soul breaks, 12% is pretty... That, like, adds up.
Well, and the 6-star summoning ability that's coming up, yeah, that's...
oh, even, like, Orthos.
Yeah, that's a triple attack, the new one, the 6-star.
Yeah, so, I mean, I don't use Vraska, but if you're... That's definitely the line you want to go down first. So Master, Black Mage, and Ren Mage first. Okay. I guess since we can't look at Riku... Oh, here we go. Thank you, Schwarzkopf, for the stats on Paine, her record spheres. So I assume by going down her tier 2 spheres, you can get plus 3% sword damage, 3% damage versus weakness, which is pretty good. Isn't that... Either Tyro or Tyro and somebody else has that, but that's a
Tyro has that. Yeah,
Tyro has that, but now Paine has it too, and 9% Spellblade damage. So, excuse me, that's pretty good. We're gonna peek ahead right now. I guess since we're done covering the record spheres until Riku is fixed.
Yep.
But
banner.
Let's move on to the banner and peek real quick at Paine's. No, I'm not sure if those are categorized as Spellblade hits. But moving down the banner, starting from the top, we have Riku's dagger, which is very unique looking, I might add. With the burst soul rake machinations. Anyway. Ranged physical water damage to 10 random targets, temporarily lower their water resistance, and give haste in burst mode. So this is the weapon to use in conjunction with Titus's Abe's All-Stars. So this is the big one, folks.
So have you pulled for it yet?
I am going to. Let's first go over the burst commands. There's Shock Storm, 2 ranged physical water and lightning attacks to all targets with a small chance to interrupt their pending actions. So it's pretty good dismissal effect. You've all witnessed the power of that on the Tonberry ultimate with Lightning's Burst Soulbreak commands. And we have Anti-Power Armor Shell. Deal 2 ranged physical attacks to 1 target, temporarily lower its attack and defense a small amount, and temporarily raise the user's attack and defense a small amount. So it's just like a 3-star break
thief
effect.
like a thief ability, right?
Yeah. but still
like
pretty good.
Thief attack and defense. Yeah,
Nice.
That's nice.
Yeah. So yeah, pretty good burst soul break. It's definitely a huge toolbox. Tons of burst soul breaks are just deal damage and then deal damage AoE. This is kind of like a lot more like built-in strategy with it, which I like. It kind of resembles 3 different soul breaks. So yeah, that's Riku's dagger. Now let's move on to Sword of Paine, which gives Paine sword dance, deal physical earth and wind damage to 7 random targets and grant haste to all allies. So a pretty good mixed elements and then haste saga. Not too much to say about that. Oh hey, look, it's everybody's favorite character, Kimahri. He's finally got a super soul break. That means he's good, right, guys?
He still doesn't have a horn, right?
Wow, that's a low blow. Come on, dude. But he does have the Fang of Gagazet. Deal 5 physical attacks to 1 target and enable each ally, yada yada, magic blink. That's just not very good. Kimahri, just like no one knows how to use him. Like as a support, he's not very good. As a dragoon,
he can use the dragoon ability, the dragoon combo.
Yeah, but he doesn't have the stats to back it up.
Yeah, no, he did get a stat boost.
Oh, that's right.
I don't know comparatively what it is. I'm sure it's not great, but he did get a stat boost.
Yeah.
Anyway, moving on.
Sin's Fang.
We've had it before.
Yeah, this is the critical hit chance booster that I talked about before, and I have this one. It's pretty good. Braska's Staff. This is the one between 6 and 9 summoning attacks. So that's what you're gonna want. The 12% boost on. That'll be huge. Huge, I say. And the Songstress Rod for Yuno, which is old. But yeah, this is a pretty good banner. Obviously, you've got to compare it directly to the banner 1 for Prima Dona. But as soon as that goes out, I guess this banner will be the one on top. Did I? Sorry, I'm tired, folks. But I'm gonna power through this.
3.5 out of 5.
Yeah, that sounds fair.
And I think that's what you were gonna say.
Yeah, you took the words right out of my mouth. So now I'm gonna do a 100 poll on this. I want this Crystal Break. Let's do it. 100. And I got Braska's Staff. Nice. Dude, yes.
You kids and your polls.
Yo, let's go.
Now you got to use Braska.
I guess I do.
Plus 12 summoning damage, right?
Dang it. I can't find room for another mage. I've already got
Well, do you want me to share news from the other side of the pond or news from the future?
Yeah, share those with the future.
So our friend Australian Derek shares news from Japan. Big week on the other side of the pond, so let's dive straight in. A launch of the 12 event, Bloodstained Rain, introducing Vayne. Awesome. Black 5, Combat 5, Monk 5, Darkness 5. Introduced OSB for Belthier, BSB for Bash, Fran, Vayne, and Gabranth. Dina have actually balanced Vayne and his BSB to work hybrid attack magic character. His stats are evenly balanced. His SSB master on his BSB is split at 5 each.
Whoa, that's cool.
Yeah, it's cool. His BSB will change type whichever stat is highest. Woo, it only took 2 years to get this right.
That's so
So
cool.
there you go. Sorry, everybody else who's hybrid. Vane, the prince and leader of the Sky Fortress Bahamut, finally figured out how to do physical and magic. Awesome. So introduction of new daily dungeon for Geisal Greens. These are available on Thursday, concurrent with the existing white power dungeons, and have 9 synergy. Oh, so Zidane OSB owners rejoice. Nightmare Dungeons return with a new set of dungeons for 7, Face of Guy Natak at the end of 250 difficult dungeons to earn some Samurai Record Dive and advanced motes. 5 and 9 Nightmares making recurring return if you missed them previously. And Nightmare Dungeons in Japan are moat dungeons, right? Yeah, I think that's right. That sounds right. Second anniversary celebrations are ongoing and ramping up. So here's what we can look to for year 2 of Final Fantasy Record Keeper. Daily login bonuses underway. 25 Mithril as a highlight. Orb Fest in full swing. All story dungeons stamina cost halved. So if you need to catch up on your story dungeon, they introduced half stamina for story dungeons. Sid missions available for story dungeons. 1 per realm, themed parties required. 1 mithril per reward per mission. So get some extra mithril by going in with your Sid teams. Record Cross Dungeons ETA September 25th. These will be a format most akin to Abyss Dungeons, with some interesting twists on the regular format and synergy activations. Special Mithril Gift Dungeon, ETA September 25th. Commemorative multiplayer online boss King of Darkness on September 25th. It's a big day in Japan. Record banners scheduled. Relic banners scheduled. 3 times 1 a day. 3 times 1 day only half price lucky draws. Curaga Medica, Super Soul Break, or higher, an Element and all BSBs respectively. Okay, so there's 3 1 day only half price lucky draws. The first one is Curaga Medicas. The second one is an Element. The third one is BSBs. There we go. I figured it out.
You did it.
If you read it enough time, it will make sense.
I got a great emote for you in chat right now.
Yeah, I'm not looking because I'm reading this email. Okay. Ultros selection banner, September 25th. Stay tuned for more info on this potential festival banner. All right, check out /u/career SMN threads on Reddit for more information on any of these points. And there you have it, JP 2nd anniversary with more exciting things to surely come. What a time to be alive. Thank you, Derek.
What a time to be alive, dude. I can't wait.
Yes.
The future is now, and it's catching up quick.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, and I believe we have a topic this week. What is your favorite or least favorite Final Fantasy moment? Now, I'm just going to forward this question to the chat as I stop myself from shitposting. What are your guys' favorite or least favorite moments? It could be gameplay, it could be story.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking story. We talked about, I think, favorite battles. So I was kind of thinking about story because, so for so many people, the Opera House scene or scenes in Final Fantasy VIII or Final Fantasy VI were just kind of that was kind of a big moment. And that's just one of the special kind of moments from Final Fantasy VI, in which there are many. So, what are those kind of moments? And some people hate that scene too. So, what are those moments that you love or those moments that you hate? Like Ben said, in the game, in the story. I was thinking about several different several different moments. I liked in Final Fantasy VIII, spoilers, if you haven't played all these games. So Final Fantasy VIII, I'm going to spoil first. Squall saves Rinoa 2 or 3 times during the course of the gameplay, but there's a final scene. It's one of the final cutscenes where she is searching for him because, it's all hyper realism and you can interpret it many different ways. But there's kind of this juxtaposition where she is actually going and saving him. She's actually trying to save him and does save him. Spoilers. So I like that juxtaposition. You know, he's kind of got everything together, or thinks he does. And so he saves her a couple times, but at the end, you know, he kind of realized he needs everybody, and it's, you know, it's beautiful. And so, yeah, I kind of like that. I love, Axel Pritt said the "You're Not Alone" moment in Final Fantasy IX is awesome. One of my favorite moments from Final Fantasy IX is actually Garnet's Super Soul Break, Divine Guardian in Record Keeper, and that is the scene where Alexander comes and Eiko and Garnet summon Alexander. Then, of course, the skyship comes and destroys Alexander after he takes out Bahamut. So that's an awesome scene, Alexander versus Bahamut, and then the castle like starts to fall apart, and that's just a great scene. Yeah, Super Cop says the Squall Renoa Ballroom. Yeah, I really love the Final Fantasy VIII and the Final Fantasy IX cutscenes. You know, the graphics were good enough. You know, Final Fantasy VII, the graphics were still pretty rough.
They were pretty blocky.
Yeah, they're blocky. Yeah, but the Final Fantasy VIII and Final Fantasy IX, the cutscenes were really good quality, but we didn't have audio yet. So there was no vocal, there was no audio besides music. And so there's even though it's not Kingsglaive, it's not Spirits Within, it's not Advent Children quality, right? Even that generation of computer graphics, you know, they were able to emote and able to get a point story and emotion in those cutscenes so well. So yeah, the Squall Renoa ballroom dancing scene is just one of those great moments where it's just maybe a minute and a half. You know, they don't say anything. There's music that kind of guides everything, but you can see even in the very basic kind of computer animation, CGI animation, you can see there's the emotion and you can see what's going on. It's really cool.
Yeah.
Purple says Dark Knight Cecil fight was the best.
Yeah, that's the moment I want to talk about, because
Cloister of Trials. Yeah.
For me, that's like the ultimate meshing of like gameplay and storytelling, and I think it's done really well. It's like, oh man, there's this really tough boss, and it's like, whoa, you gotta think about your actions. It's like, that's right. What would you put yourself in Cecil's place and think, what would he do if he's trying to prove himself as a paladin? It's like, that's right. Yeah. Paladins don't. You gotta defend others. You gotta act justly. It's like, dang, that's such a powerful message conveyed with like only sprites and like text boxes.
Yeah, Final Fantasy IV is such a great game. You can see I have my Final Fantasy IV team up currently. So and that's such a great. That's, you know, the Mount of Ordeals, right? Such a great
sequence. Yeah.
I love Final Fantasy X. I mean, I really do. I really do enjoy Final Fantasy X. There's so many great moments, and I really like I've said I really like the world of Final Fantasy 12, and I love the skyship battle in Final Fantasy 12. Yeah. The Sky Fortress Bahamut and all of El Cid's forces versus Vane's forces, and I mean, just that skyship battle was so cool. So cool.
Yeah. As for me. Moving on to worst moments. For me, it has to be the ending of 13-2, because it's just such a kick in the face. Like, I think like that's the most like Googled, did I get the bad ending?
Yeah, right.
It's so dumb.
Because every ending is the bad ending. Final Fantasy 13 too.
Yeah, it's like the game was so good up until that point. Like, it hit on so much stuff that... Okay, I'm gonna spoil it. Sarah just fucking dies, and it's so stupid. Like, the whole game does so much better than 13. Like, it has towns and like environment and varied environments and people to talk to and quests to complete, and it's not a freaking hallway for half the game and then an open field for the other half. It's the combat's fun. But then the ending, and it's Nomura just being like, gotcha again. You gotta buy my next game to figure out what happens, boys. And then you play 13-3, and I got bored of that like an hour in every single time. So, like, the real time. All right, I'm going to save my 13-3 rant for another day. Just know that that game's PP ass garbage.
That reminds me of one of my favorite moments, and because Pierre's not here, I can spoil it.
Nice.
So Pierre, if you're listening, spoilers. Final Fantasy, at the end of Final Fantasy 13, when they save Cocoon, when Vanille and Fang, merge with the crystal, right? And all that weird things happen, right? Okay. My favorite moment is at the very end. They're walking away. They're on Grand Pulse, right? And Snow and Lightning are reunited with Sarah. Zaj and Dodge are reunited. And then you see Hope by himself. And he kind of looks back to Cocoon, and his mom and dad aren't coming down because they're dead.
Wow.
And that's the end of the game. That really is the best ending ever because Hope sucks.
Wow, dude, that's rough.
But he learned how to be a man.
Yeah, in 13-2 he's cool.
Yeah, okay, if you say so.
Yo, I did a 300 jump pull and got Riku's dagger.
What on earth?
Yo, let's go.
Well, it was wonderful seeing all of you and talking to you. Next week.
Next week, Ben is banned because he gets 2 good pulls.
Knock yourself out. You knock yourself out.
Nerf now, please. All right. Thank you so much, everyone, for signing on with us. It's just like, I say this every week, but knowing that you guys stick through our technical difficulties, you're better Twitch watchers than I am. If like there's a streamer being like, oh geez, the audio's cut out. Hold on guys for just a second. I'm out. Like that's it. See ya. So it really speaks volume to me that we're able to get like you guys and keep you through all the problems. So thank you once again for coming. We love talking to you guys. It's really like during our first take when we found out we weren't live, I'm like, I got so discouraged. I'm like, man, I don't want to do this if I don't get to like interact with the Twitch chat and talk with them. Because that's what I think, okay, you guys got to all tweet at me and Pierre telling Pierre to give me the stream key because I think I want to hang out with you guys and maybe stream some Final Fantasy content on this channel. This is a bit impromptu, but it's something I want to do and hang out because you guys are so great. I'm gushing a bit, but it's true. Thank you everybody for coming. And oh wait, I'm supposed to like let Pierre know. We are wrapping up.
Yeah, so if you want to talk to us, you can go to ffrkcentral.com and connect with us. You can connect with Pierre, Ben, or myself on Twitter. You can join Slack chat and talk to us all. And connect with us. It's a great community. Join us on Twitch every Wednesday night around 9 Eastern. And we'd love to talk to you and get your insight and everything else. And maybe Ben will be on and streaming more.
Yeah. While we're just waiting for Pierre, I just want to talk about, holy cow, this week, so much stuff I'm excited about. Obviously, not Final Fantasy. Sorry, guys. Got to talk about some other games. Pierre gets ready to sign us off. But Shin Megami Tensei 4 Apocalypse came out, and even though they have like 3 lines, did you hear about this, Mark?
No.
Atlas left in 3 lines of untranslated text into the game that are like super late. They're just like in Japanese. And they made this like super formal apology on their website. Wow. It was like, we're really sorry, we can't change this, but we're combing through the script of Persona 5 to make sure that this doesn't happen again. But that's pretty funny. But I'm still gonna super enjoy the game. I'm getting it on Saturday. Also, Urien comes out in Street Fighter V tomorrow. He's the character that I'm going to play. So I'm excited for that. I don't know. I feel like streaming Street Fighter on a Final Fantasy Record Keeper Central would be a bit off base, but I'll find some cool stuff maybe if Pierre gives me the stream key.
Sounds good.
So
until then,
thank you so much, everybody, and signing off, and have a good week.